Hi, everyone. Welcome back to She's Intimidating. I'm your host, Jess, and I'm here with a very special guest,
Brooklyn Brown.
my best friend.
This is crazy. We haven't seen each other in how long?
It's been since our scooter crashed.
Dude, that was a long time ago.
We're going to get into that later because I am still paranoid going on scooters.
I haven't been on one since.
And I just found out we went on scooters yesterday, me and my boyfriend, and I just found out this is what we were doing wrong. You're supposed to go on the road with those.
Right.
Not the sidewalk. That's different levels all beaten up.
Right.
We did that very wrong, but we also weren't sober, so that could have been.
It's like 2 in the morning.
Yes, it is.
Maybe 3.
But we're jumping like 10 stories ahead, so.
You're right. We're just too excited.
We're going to go back to the very beginning. Brooklyn, let's start with your age.
I just turned 22.
That's crazy. When did I meet you? You were 18?
I wasn't 19 yet.
No, you weren't.
Because it was in like January. That's insane, dude.
Let's talk about that story, though. Brooklyn slid into my DMs.
Look, that sounds so, like, I'm not gay, but this story might make me sound gay. So I came across her Instagram, and I just moved to St. George, and I was just like, I want some more friends, whatever. I was like, she's so pretty. And then I saw her man, and I was like, what is she doing with him?
Hey, my man at the time, not my boyfriend now.
Right. Her man at the time. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. She's pretty. She seems so cool. I'm going to ask her. Anyways, I basically went into your DMs, and I was just said, hi, you're really pretty. Let's be friends.
And then the rest is history, and here we are.
And then here we are. Probably my most exciting friendship. Without fail, something goes on.
No, that is so true, and we'll get into it. But before we go to all that, I want to talk about, like, you, Brooklyn Brown, from the very beginning, because you've taken me to your hometown before.
Oh, my goodness. Actually, technically, so my hometown is in Nevada.
Yeah.
That's where I was born and raised until I was like 10. And then I moved to a little town in Arizona.
And by little, we mean this town has one street and one street only. It's where everybody lives, is this one street.
There's like 20 houses, maybe. All grandparents. So it was awesome. It was so great. Yeah. I lived there for a little bit, then went back to Nevada. I just wasn't it. Who wants to just live on a street, man?
And honestly, since you're in LA now, I would say that moccasin wasn't for you.
Yep, that I lived in a shoe. Moccasin? Are you kidding me? Anytime, look, I'm so glad I wasn't bullied like that growing up, because anyone could be like, bro, moccasin? You live in a moccasin?
Okay, but that's a pretty cool story, though.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I don't think I'd ever go back.
And if it wasn't for your move to St. George for a few years, we would have never met.
Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm.
And then we wouldn't be here right now.
No. And I want to take it back to the very first podcast we ever did. Men ain't shit. Besides you, babe. Besides you.
Yeah, go babe. Must be nice. I haven't figured that out yet. It's still men ain't shit for me. So it's still men ain't shit for me.
That's literally how I first started getting into podcasting, is I had a podcast with Brooklyn. And then me and Sarah had a podcast, and she was who was on my podcast for the Coachella one. So now we're here like 2 years later.
Yeah, and this is when we lived together, and we decided, you're just like, dude. Well, because without fail, people always tell you that you need like something, a TV show, a YouTube, like whatever.
Everything happens to me.
Right. Exactly why this is my most exciting friendship. But absolutely. And then, I don't know, I'm proud of you, though. Like, this is so sick. You guys should see this studio.
It is a pretty cool studio. And yeah. I have been a guest on a podcast with cameras, like one before, but you have, like, cameras coming at you at all angles.
I keep forgetting that there's cameras. I'm just looking around.
I kind of am, too. I need to be better at, like, focusing on the camera, but that's okay. And then we have my boyfriend. I would say /producer, but I have a producer. So So he's just stepping in for now, and he's the one switching the cameras. But yeah, so we started the podcast when me and Brooklyn lived together. It was great. We shared a room, shared a bed. It was perfect for our depression. It was like two depressed girls just paving the way, not knowing what's next.
I wouldn't change a dang thing. And it's so funny because I just moved up spontaneously. Like, she was more up north in Utah, and I was like southern. And I was just, well, actually, I was trying to move to Cali. I've been trying to move to Cali for years.
You have. No, we'll get into that, though, because right before you moved up, I had just gotten out of the mental hospital.
Right.
For my depression. And I remember Brooklyn was the
the word spontaneously.
You were the first friend I called in the hospital. Because they give me, like, a piece of paper, and they're like, you have 5 minutes to write down the numbers of the people you want, and then you need to hand over your phone. I'm like, okay, cool. As they're taking the hoodie strings, the pants strings out of my sweats, everything, okay? They're not leaving anything to chance. I needed to comb my hair because I have curly hair, and they took my comb away, so imagine how I looked getting out of that. But Brooklyn's the first phone call I make, and you want to know what this girl says to me? She's like, what hospital are you at? I'm checking myself in. Could you imagine?
I should have.
You should have. That would have been epic.
Dude.
And then right after I got out of the hospital, like a week later, she moves in with me. Yeah. I was still depressed, but like it's kind of fun to be depressed when you have someone else with you.
Right. That's also depressed, and you just get it. You get it.
That's all it was.
You understand. You know what I mean? Your room was like a dungeon.
It wasn't.
No window.
Not a single one. No closet. The closet was like a cemented storage closet that we turned into a closet.
I'm like, bro, if you need some space, I could just set up a bed in here. It's fine. It was surprisingly big enough, but it was dark. It was crazy.
Yeah, but we just watched TV all day in a dungeon and then go to work when we had to.
You know, I miss it, though, because I'd be, like, laying in bed, maybe just wake up, and Jess is barging through the doors with Chick-fil-A. She's like, I got breakfast. I'm like, awesome.
We had Chick-fil-A the other day, so it's funny you said
that.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Chicken minis.
That's exactly what it was. And then did we go to court later that day?
Oh, my warrant. I just told my boyfriend about this. But, okay, so right before you moved up there, honestly, this was like the day I got out of the mental hospital, so shout out to the cop for this one. I get out, and I'm like, I'm turning a new leaf. I'm going to drive to the gym. Like, I'm going to get my shit together, okay? As I'm going, I'm not even out of the neighborhood. I'm speeding in a school zone. And the cop gave me a ticket, unfortunately, so I had to go to court. And I missed my court date. And if you don't know this and you miss your court date, warrants go out for your arrest. No, we didn't know that at all. So we show up to court the next day because Brooklyn's living with me at this point. And I'm there confident for my court. I'm like, we've got this. And my name's not on the list. And they're like, actually, your court date was yesterday. You now have a warrant out for your arrest. And then she's like, would you like to post bail now? So you can, like, pay. So if a cop pulls you over, then you are free to go, right? They're not going to arrest you because you don't have the warrant out. Anyway, I was like, $200? I just slid my credit card for all this furniture for my house and for my room. I'm good.
Yeah, we just walk away.
We walked out. I'm like, I'll be fine. Then, honestly, COVID, before I had my next court date, it was a while. It was like COVID, a bunch of things happened. They kept pushing it. So I had this warrant out for my arrest for ever.
And you lived down by, like, from the DMV. You could have just.
No, because my license was suspended too.
Yeah, but I think you have to go to the DMV to fix that.
No, but you can't fix it until you go get your warrant released.
That's true. That's true. All of it, you're like, I'm all playing Locked Up by Akon as we're, like, leaving. And we drive, like, an hour. She's driving. She's like, it's fine.
I never got pulled over or anything.
Yeah, but if it's someone else's fault, you still get in trouble.
Okay. Well, that didn't happen.
I mean, whatever. We still did it. But knowing that, too, we're just like, all right, I trusted you. I trusted you.
I just love getting away with that. But anyways, okay, so me and Brooklyn were talking about this the other day, and you're finally in LA now, which I'm sad I'm not with you, but I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited. And I'm working on my podcast. And we were talking about the fact that we should have always just kind of gone for it instead of waiting for people to be ready. Like, I always thought I needed a co-host for my podcast. So I was relying on other people, even though I was the one that wanted it more. And you were relying on people to move to California for it with you.
Oh, my goodness. Like, no other. Anyone, hey, you want to go to Cali? You want to go to Cali? And they're just, dude, I just met you. But I wanted to go to California so bad that and I'd wait and wait. I wanted to go with Jess at one point.
I know.
We really thought about it. Well, we've been thinking about New York.
I've always been a fan of New York. I want to move there so badly.
And we're like, see, okay.
Did you know we're going back in a few weeks? The death
I know
stare.
that's what you're doing, man. Dang. You guys are so lucky. That's so nice. Yeah, but anyways, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you just went for it and did the podcast.
You too.
Like, this is what's even more awesome about that is that I've been wanting to move to California. She's been wanting to do a podcast, and we meet up today. Like, our first time seeing each other while she's been out here was coming to this podcast.
Yes, in your town, in your now hometown.
Yeah.
Well, not hometown, but
where I now, like, live. Like, that's so sick. I think that's the coolest thing. All morning, I've been so happy about it.
Honestly, our advice to you guys is just go for it. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, do it. The right people will support you and go through this.
Always going to hold you back if that's how you want to, like, look at it.
For sure.
That's how you want. If you want to rely on someone else to make you happy, I promise someone will always hold you back.
I agree with that for sure. And I was always scared because I never wanted to tell the boys I was dating or talking to that I had a podcast. So I'd go out of my way. I'd start talking to them. I'd block them on the podcast Instagram. I'd be like, they are never fighting this.
We had a podcast called Men Ain't Shit. I get it. Of course you'd want it. And we would go in. Oh, my gosh. We were ruthless. But, hey, whatever. Again.
They deserved it.
You're good.
But now I have a boyfriend who came out here with me, and he's like doing the switching on the camera. Like I said, he's my substitute producer for right now.
Remember earlier when I said Jess was with this guy when I first met her on her Instagram? Anyways, whatever. Jess is just too beautiful. Anyways, I'm telling you right now, and I've been friends with Jess for a while. This is without a doubt the best. He's recording your stuff. Are you kidding me? Talk about support. Like, anyways.
He's getting all red over there.
Like, all around, I know. All around, I'm just so proud of you. Like, from boyfriends and to what you're doing to a better boyfriend and a podcast.
Well, I'm not using my college degree anymore, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, never mind a college degree. Man.
But hear me out. When I got my degree, so I always wanted to be an OBGYN and deliver babies. My whole life, since I was like 5. But podcasting and that stuff, it was never a thing. Like, it wasn't a thing until what? Maybe like the last 10 years, but a huge thing the last few years.
Right.
So it's like, that wasn't even an option for me.
So they got some nice waters.
Yeah, they do.
How do I...
Which I'm glad because, honestly, I wasn't prepared. I didn't bring waters for everybody.
I didn't think about it. This is so nice.
Okay, so let's get into you moving to LA. Mm-hmm. And I want to know how different it is to Utah. I know the answer to this because I'm from Utah.
If you know Utah, that's honestly just hearing that, you probably know there's a big difference. The gas stations are disgusting out here, man.
Oh, they are. That's the thing. Utah's more clean.
Yeah, Utah's gas station was just like, I'd hang out there. You know what I mean?
The Maverick.
I mean, I didn't, but I would. Actually, no. For how long I would spend looking for snacks, you'd think I'm hanging out there. But I liked it. Here, I'm like running in and out. I'm like sprinting. Like, I'm scared as hell.
You and my boyfriend are the same when it comes to snacks, though. Because you guys are the ones that, like, want to go to the gas station and get a snack. And
yeah, I love it.
You do love it. That's all we did. We would sit in our room depressed, watching movies, and then let's go to Maverick and get snacks.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Or we're going to, like, talk. See, that's the thing, is that going out here to do anything is just such a pain in the ass.
And it takes forever.
Oh, my gosh. And so I feel like I don't even really do as much. Does that make sense? But it feels like I'm doing a lot because it's so time-consuming, whatever you do, even if it's the smallest thing. So, like, back in Utah, when we just wanted to go to Taco Bell and then also go to, like, McDonald's, and then also go to Maverick. That was, like, easy. We could just do that. But out here, you go to one place, you're like, nah, man, that's it. That's it. We're just going to Taco Bell and we're going home. It's nice, though. I do like, the traffic's awful. And everyone was warning me that. And I knew that. And it's fine, but it's awful.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of it, but thank God I kind of stayed pretty close, which part of that was on purpose, but part of it was on accident because I don't really know the area. So I was like, these all look close. We're going to do that.
No, you did good. This is a nice area. Like, I knew where I was going. The traffic around here isn't bad.
You should have seen where we were at before. The address took us to a spot like down the road, the most ghetto spot. And we're like, oh no, is this what we have to do?
I know. When you sent me a text, you're like, hey, actually, this is where we parked. I was like, thank goodness you just made this so easy for me. I was like kind of paranoid about it. I was like, oh no.
It took us to a scary place, and I'm like, everyone's going to have to come here and see this. What have I done? But actually, it's in a good area right next to a high school. We're in Inglewood, like, kind of by SoFi. Yeah. But I think we're going to take a drive there later, me and my boyfriend. I keep talking to him, but it's just me and Brooklyn here.
Yeah, he's here, though. Supporting, being awesome. It's so cool. I love it.
I know. I love that, too. Are you happy in LA? Or do you miss me?
Dude, I miss you so much. I'm going to be honest. I think the longer I'm here, the happier I'm getting.
I always say give it a year. Mm-hmm. If you give it a year, the first year when you move somewhere is so hard because you're enduring so much change. You're going through so many different things, right? Yeah. Different people. You have to, like, find your people. You want to fit in. Plus, you have to start a new job. So you always have to give it a year. Right. And then after a year, you can decide if you like a place or not.
I think my biggest issue might be that I moved out here, though, to find myself. So, like, I'm happy. I'm happy out here. I am. But I feel like I came out here to find myself, and I'm surrounded by so many people who have no idea who the hell they are. And that ties a lot into, like, the influence world.
Okay, yeah,
like,
I agree.
Social media, like, who are you? No one really knows. You know what I mean?
And everyone's stepping on each other.
Right. It's just, it's kind of foul.
It is.
Very foul. So it's like, I'm happy in a place that, like, there's a lot of, like, just kind of evil and, like, sad. Like, you can feel it, bro.
You can get tied up if you allow yourself to, for sure.
Right. And, like, I have such an empath, like, energy that I'm just, all right, I'm done. I go out for an hour and I just feel it. I'm like, all right, time to go home. Homebody. For sure, homebody.
I think that we say we're homebodies, but we're not. We are, but we aren't.
Right.
Like, we'll go and interact, but we have a lot of friends, though, too.
We'll be laying down and be like, are you down? Yeah, I'm down. Okay, let's just go. Fine, let's do it. It's not like we planned it. We're just like, okay, let's go out. But you don't seem, no. I don't know. I don't want to be a homebody, but it's just draining out here. It can be.
I can see that for sure. What are your coming goals for your future?
Man, I don't know anymore.
You're young. You don't have to know.
I moved out here thinking I knew what I wanted to do. And because I was like, I'm so lost. I need to move. I need to figure out who I am. I think I'm more lost than I was before, if I'm being so honest. I'm just lost in a different place. But it's nice because then I can step back and, like, from all the situations I was in back home. So glad you guys know who you are. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm so glad I'm just gone from those situations and, like, I'm able to just take a step back and be like, okay, what? But I'm still lost.
Yeah, but you have more time to focus on you.
Right.
I think being in your 20s, you're always going to feel lost.
Man, don't tell me that.
I'm sorry. I'm 25 and I'm just starting now to be like, okay, I think I'm finding myself. I think I'm in the right relationship. But I think, babe. I'm just kidding.
What about you?
Yeah, chime in.
Have you figured out yourself?
Have I figured out myself? I better have.
Otherwise, if not, he's in the wrong relationship.
I mean, I have a feeling if you haven't figured yourself out by 30, that you're never going to figure yourself out. So I'm 40 now, and I think I have a pretty good idea.
Okay. So there's hope. There's hope for me.
Absolutely. Some people are late bloomers, you know?
He's not referring to you. You're not a late bloomer. You're only 22.
I live in a town called Moccasin, guys. Do we remember that? I'm a late bloomer on life, experience, everything. I don't know what's going on. My mom has a heart attack every time I talk about California or what's going on. She watches the news and she's texting me every day, "Are you home safe?"
Aww. We love her. I want to go to Moccasin and give Reggie a hug, but she's in St. George now, though, huh?
She's back and forth.
Oh.
So she has her home. Mom, I'm also so sorry for saying where you No one's gonna
know, I promise. They'll have no
They
idea.
probably won't even know how to spell it, so it's okay.
Is it hard to make friends out in LA?
Yes.
I could see that.
Yes. No one wants to be my friend. And I'm like,
It's because you're intimidating.
see, the thing is, I hear that. When I go back to Utah, I feel that. Like, without fail, I'll go. There'll be girls I don't think I've ever really talked to, but because of, like, people maybe I'm friends with. Whatever the case is, they didn't rock with me like that. And still, it'd be like, it's been years. I haven't seen some of them. Without fail, they're still just giving you that dirty look, that meme. And I'm like, is it my face? Am I putting, like, out a feeling, an image or whatever that I'm just rude? Because, like, just be my friend, you guys. But out here, I think everyone's just a little cocky.
I agree with that.
I don't know if it's so much as, like, intimidated by, like, another person, but just being a little full of yourself.
I could see that because, honestly, I messaged so many people in LA to be like, hey, will you come on my podcast? And not even people with crazy followings, like probably anywhere from like 10,000 to like 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
And there were people like not even messaging me back, which is fine. I would say majority of them didn't, but it's also like, you don't have 1 million followers. Come on.
Right.
Don't be in your head.
Right. The first time we went out, my friend showed me to one of the clubs out here. And I met this guy. And he expected me to know who he was. I'm like, who are you? He gives me his name, whatever, his, like, social media name. And I was just like, okay, what's your real name, though? And he was just like, who are you? Where have you been? And then he asked for, like, my phone. I didn't have my phone on me. And he was like, okay, now really, who are you? Like, who is this girl? So I guess it's kind of unfair of me to be like, well, they're all just, so full of themselves, maybe. Maybe they think that of me,
Yeah, I mean, it is about perspective for sure.
Yeah, and I just don't care to, like, know people like that, to know people's business like that. Like, I just, like, you know what I mean? So I know, people are like, oh, do you know this person? I'm like, no. They're like, how do you not know them? I'm like, I don't know. I work all the time. I wish. I don't know.
There's so many people in this world. You're not even going to know everybody. That's way too hard.
But they all just have the mentality that, like, you're just supposed to know, I guess.
I feel that. You got to act like an influencer until you are an influencer.
Right.
I act like I'm a full-blown podcaster and I've yet to make $1, so.
I've been reading something, like, crazy, though, over and over again this last few weeks, that, like, if you think you're, like, living one way, you'll eventually start living that way.
No, I agree. That's exactly why I'm doing it. I'm in a studio.
Right. You're in the studio.
I'm living life.
And that's... I'm going to be honest. I thought that way for a minute before I moved out to California about modeling and all of that. I was like, well, I'm a model. What's up? You know what? I'm going to say I am. I'm just going to live like I am. I'm going to start grinding like I am. And next thing you know, everything started lining up, and I moved out to California. And then I lost myself again. I'm like, wait, who am I? Why did I come out here? But no, and then, I don't know. I just need to get better in doing that. Like, you're just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And then you do it. And it's so awesome.
No, with everything. So awesome. I feel like there's so many things that I say I'm going to do, and I try to do them, and then I switch paths. But that's for anyone, I guess.
But at least you try. That part where you said try, that's, like, the key word.
I agree with that.
A lot of people don't even try. And then that's my thing. I think I need to try more things, and then I'll figure out what I want to do.
Do you know what helps me is I think I'm always in a simulation. So I'm like, these people aren't real. I don't care what they think. They're not real.
Nice. No, that's awesome. What a way to live. Honestly, that's perfect.
And I'm convinced that people are so worried about themselves and, like, not even in a cocky way, but just, like, things that they have to get done. They're in their own, like, path of life. They're not sitting there judging you. And if they are judging you, it's because they don't really like something about themselves. They're insecure, and you, for some reason, bring out that insecurity in them. Right. Because you're doing it and they aren't, or...
Right. Well, and you're stuck with yourself. So it's like, man, I don't want to deal with myself today. I'm going to worry about that person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's awful.
That's true. I feel like if you like actually like yourself and like who you are, you do focus more inward.
Right.
But if you don't, you're like comparing yourself to every single person, what they're doing, and that's a downward spiral.
Yeah, a lot of people here, look, I'm not trying to talk crap on my little LA people, but I've never been around people more insecure in my life.
I can see that. That's my next question, honestly. If you are constantly comparing yourself to other people here.
Ah, yes. But at the same time, no. Like, yes and no. So, yes, because, like, maybe there's just, like, a few insecurities in my life that I know. But I handle it differently. I'm not lashing out and I'm not wishing bad. I'm like, oh, they got it like that and I don't. Like, they suck. No, I'm like, nice. But how did you do it?
I think my thing with people that are insecure, what I've really noticed is if you're an insecure person overall, you will project those insecurities. Mm-hmm. But if you're just a normal human being with insecurities, you don't project them. You're just like, you like internalize them and kind of notice them, but you're not trying to do harm to the other person or just, right. I don't know, express those insecurities onto them.
You know, it's crazy because growing up, I'd have like a hard time, like, looking at someone and being like, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like them. So I would do that so much.
I think a lot, I did too, honestly.
Like, why? Why was it just, we're young. Like, how, anyways. And now, you know, now that I've gained more confidence in myself, I'm like, why was I doing that?
I think as a kid, though, we are still trying to figure ourselves out. So we're just like looking at other people and being like, hey, I want that.
Yeah.
Because I deliberately remember when I stopped to do that, stop saying like thinking or wanting to look like someone. And I was a sophomore in high school. And I remember like having a conversation with myself and being like, you're never going to look like them. And it would always be these like skinny blonde hair girls. Like I'm half black. I have curly hair. It's brown. I'm never going to be them. I'm never going to look like them. The only thing I can do is be myself. So once I realized that, I stopped comparing myself to other people. And I stopped being like, I wish I looked like them. Honestly, since 10th grade, 10 years ago, I have not wished that I looked like somebody else.
And that's amazing. That's perfect. And that's how I wish everyone would live that way. Ladies, this is a tip for anybody. This is big on your personality. Looks can only go so far.
Oh, so true.
But my friend was telling me that she received this compliment that will like forever stick with her because they were like somewhere with a ton of models, some beautiful people, whatever. And this guy was talking to her, and then another guy came up and was just like, who is this? Like, whatever. He's like, oh, this is, so. She's, like, once you start talking to her, get to know her personality, the prettiest girl here, hands down. Like, her personality, because she's just fun to talk to. She's just energetic. Like, she wasn't, like, a lot of people out here just no personality, man.
A lot of people in general, I feel like.
No
and
personality.
They might have a personality, but maybe they're scared to show it or be who they truly are.
Being rude isn't a personality trait, ladies. A good one, anyways. Okay, let's remember that. I'm just saying, let's remember that. People have attitudes for no reason. I'm just be happy. I don't know. Working and being all the time around here, I be seeing everywhere. And I'm like, guys, for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For no reason. They just have attitude. And I'm like,
it's hard, though, because I feel like, because I can have an attitude. Not really, though. But if I have a really bad day, like a really bad day where shit starts going wrong, so it's also like we don't know what happened. But if they're mean all the time, then that's different.
Right. If you're like having a bad day here and there, okay. But my thing is about having a bad day is that I don't project it on other people. Like, because I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to make everyone have a bad day.
For sure.
That's just, anyways. A lot of people, if I'm having a bad day, you're having a bad day with me. You're having a bad day with me. It's like, come on.
Yeah, you cannot take that on other people, for sure.
Dude.
So, let's talk TikTok. My little TikTok queen. All I do is watch your videos. I'll go to your profile sometime, and I'm like, if you click on the eye on who's stalking you, it's me. I'm your number one fan. Until you get a boyfriend, I'm your number one fan.
I don't know what I'm doing on TikTok.
Yes, you do.
I don't, though. I really don't. I, scroll. I hear a sound I like. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my... But I don't, I don't take it seriously. Like, maybe I should if I do want to... The thing is, I don't even know if I want to get noticed on TikTok.
Because you said like people on TikTok aren't taken seriously.
No, and I will say that people on TikTok do not get taken seriously. They might get a lot of opportunities and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think they're taken seriously.
I agree. I think the easier it is for you to obtain something, I would say the least recognition you get for it.
I don't think it's that deep because, like, if you're successful, you're successful.
Okay, fair
and,
enough.
Like, good for you. Like,
money is money.
Right. Make it however you need to. But just like how, like, Disney, you know, a lot of Disney people, old Disney, like, actors or whatever, they do a full 180 because they're like, I don't want this whole Disney image anymore.
That's true, yeah.
So it's kind of like TikTok. TikTok will always just kind of be right behind you. Whatever you do, so even if you do something big, awesome, like you're on Netflix now, you have a movie, oh, but you're a TikToker. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so I just don't take it seriously. But I've met a lot of cool people and a lot of opportunities through TikTok.
Which is huge.
Right. So, like, TikTok's cool, actually. I've had a lot of cool but I'm not trying to get famous from that or, like, noticed from
Okay,
that.
I feel that. I understand that. Are you talking to any new guys? I need to know.
No, I'm an idiot, and I move all the way out here just to talk to guys from back home.
From your hometown? Dude! I mean,
know,
not your hometown, but...
I did it wrong, man. I'm changing it up now. I woke up the other day and I was just like, Brooklyn, you left for a reason, girl. Come on, what do you do? I came out here for something new, but I don't know how to do that. I guess because I notice I'm still talking to the guys from back home. One specific one that's been needing to go for a long time.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's
Say
like,
no more.
I'm in LA. Why am I talking to him? Anyways, so no. I mean, I met some guys out here, but they all just end up being little douchebags. I'm gonna be honest. They're mean.
I get that.
And their mindset, someone literally told my friend this too. Their mindset's like, well, why have one when you can have them all? I'm like,
Men ain't shit.
you know what? Don't hate the player. Hate the game. That's facts though. It's like a trend to do that, man.
So what are you currently doing right now for work?
So right now, I work with a really cool family. I'm like a mother. Bitch, I'm a mother.
No drama.
Except there's drama all the time. But they're awesome. They're fun. They're cool. She used to model. So it's fun to, like, kind of look into that world.
Yeah.
I think I'm just scared of going with my, like, dreams. And so I'm, like, finding jobs that, like, I'm comfortable with.
No, that's really important because right now I'm just a server, which I say just a server, but, like, it's dope. I make more money doing that than I would be sitting in an office job. And I think if there's something you really want to pursue, you need something to bring you income. Mm-hmm. But you also need something where you're not spending all your time there, or it doesn't affect you outside of the,
Right.
So you can focus on what you want. And honestly, I think both of our jobs are giving us exactly that right now.
Well, and every, like, celebrity not every, but a lot of them, they all started from somewhere. Everyone starts from somewhere, but a lot of them are, like, servers, hosts.
No, they
nannies.
are. Yeah.
Like, it's just a thing out here. Everywhere, actually, but it happens a lot out here. Like, you meet a server, every server's trying to do something
else. Because you kind of, I feel that. I feel like I kind of have to, I feel like for me, I wouldn't just be satisfied doing that. So, like, I need a hobby or something on the side, and my podcast allows me to do that.
Right.
So I do love that.
And then the goal is that the hobby is the job.
No, I feel that.
Like, I'm trying to have the hobby be the job.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
making my money, but
it's like your side gig, and then you're trying to, but it's really, you want it to be your main gig eventually, but you need to work on the side gig on the side.
Right.
So here's my next question for you. I already know the answer, so should I say the answer to your question?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what your favorite thing to do out here is, but I already know it's going to the beach.
Yes. Yes. I will literally drive on the coast highway for like 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back. So I'll be like driving for a good minute, just admiring the ocean, man. I'm obsessed with it. It's so beautiful and intimidating and scary, and I love it. I think that's why I'm obsessed with it. How can something so beautiful and intimidating, like, just exist? Anyways, I could go off about it, but yes, I love it. That's why I moved out here.
Was strictly for the ocean.
Well, a big part of it was for the ocean. But come on, I just lived in the desert. This is awesome for me.
No, honestly, I was never a huge fan of California, and I kept telling my boyfriend, I will never move here. I don't want to. And honestly, after this trip, I don't hate it. I really don't.
It's nice. And, like, COVID's not a huge deal. So it's like COVID took a lot away, and it still has. Like, you can feel it lingering. But a lot's different. Like, it's getting better.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have to wear a mask on the airplane ride today, which was beautiful.
Right.
Or yesterday.
So it's like, it's nice. Like, I just can't wait for it to get a little more normal. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it goes back, get a little normal or something, because I know LA isn't supposed to be like this.
I think it will. I think people are just sick of living like that. It's been so long. They're like, no, I'm free. And a huge step was taking masks off airplanes.
Well, and then there's this whole World War III nonsense. What in the world?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I hope you have a plan, babe, because I do not have one whatsoever, okay? You're the man of this household, so get together a plan for World War III.
Right. Let me know that plan, too.
So you can come, because we'll take you gladly, don't worry.
Because my parents, oh, dude, the last time I was with them, they're like, do you have a plan when something goes wrong? Like, you need to have your gas full at all times. Like,
they're so worried about you.
Oh,
it's cute.
they're so, dude, the day I, like, go home, my mom's, like, hair will stop growing gray a little bit. Like, she'll have a break because I think she literally just worries 24/7. Like, sorry, Mom. I gotta go live my dream, though.
And you're their oldest daughter, so they're absolutely terrified. And not only are you their oldest daughter, the other daughter that they have is your identical twin and wants to be exactly like you.
It's terrifying.
No, it's so cute, though. I'm obsessed with her.
But she knows she's that girl way younger than I did.
Well, she knows that because of you. You didn't have
So
anyone.
you're welcome, sister. You know what? You're so welcome that I went through all the insecurities so you did it. Or don't have to.
She does know she's that girl early.
She knows she's that girl. Come on, dude. She just tells me these guys that are, like, talking to her, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, Kel, you're 14. He's, like, 17. He's like, how old are you? Dude, anyone will think. And I got this a lot, too, though, that I looked older than I was. And she gets that. They're like, you look way older.
She does. She looks like you.
Sorry, Mom.
She's going to have so much fun with her. I can't wait.
Man.
Any pets? I know the answer to this, too.
Yes. Yes, so I have a chow chow I got in September last year.
He's so cute. I'm obsessed with him. How big is he now?
Dude, he is a bear, okay?
He's a fluffy dog.
I haven't waited a little while.
Wait, does he shed? Is he hypoallergenic?
No, he's actually not that bad.
Okay.
Like, maybe you'll see it on your clothes a little bit. But
It's black, though, so.
Yeah. But for the most part, like, he doesn't shed like you would think he would.
Not like Mr. Hayes?
Oh, not like Hayes. Not like Hayes. Your dog shed. Dude, I'd wake up and there's just hair all over my face, my mouth, my clothes. Because he'll come up and just lay right on you.
I don't let him on the bed anymore.
Okay.
I did do that. He started getting off the bed when I moved to Lehigh after like 5 minutes. And I'm like, this isn't even worth it anymore. So I have not let him on the bed since. So that does help a lot. But yeah, he used to sleep on the bed.
He's a cute guy.
I know.
He deserves it. He's so cute.
I know, he's adorable. Now he sleeps under the bed. So.
Well, I get it. That space is huge. He just goes right under there and chills.
What was the last thing you purchased?
Like big or small things.
Just the last thing you purchased that you remember. The very last thing.
I ordered for someone to deliver a bunch of snacks to the house. That's the last.
That's so you.
I didn't want to go to the gas station, so someone delivered it.
Wait, what app is it that has them deliver?
GoPuff.
Oh,
Sponsor me, GoPuff.
Wait, what's the one I'm thinking of that everyone uses?
DoorDash, Uber Eats.
No, like those, but it's strictly for like going to the store and stuff like that.
It's like, you can get groceries.
Yeah.
You can
get
get
alcohol. You can get all sorts of things.
You can't get weed.
You can't or you can?
Why do I know that? I don't know. But you can't get weed.
Oh, you can?
No. But you can't get alcohol.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay, was moving here what you expected? We kind of talked about this, but do you think it was better or worse than what you expected it to be? Or just so different?
I'm not exactly sure what I was expecting.
Which is kind of good, though, because it could go either way.
Right. My feelings won't be as hurt. But I don't think I exactly expected what, like, this. Like, how it is now. I don't know. I think I do just work a lot, and so I don't experience Cali maybe the way I should be. But at the same time, like, everything's so expensive. Like, you just have to work to, like, you know what I mean? Unless you have a multi-million-dollar company or something, or an OnlyFans, you know what I mean? Like, you have things you got to do.
Should I get an OnlyFans, babe?
The world is your oyster.
No. Okay, like, you can be supportive, but not that supportive. Come on.
Look, people, the amount of times, if I got $1 for people just asking for my OnlyFans or telling me to have one, I'd be rich. I wouldn't even need an OnlyFans because people ask that so much, dude. It's insane.
No, I get it, though.
They make money.
Oh, they make so much money. There are people who've made, like, what, $1 million in one day?
Didn't, like, what's her name? Bad Baby? What's her name?
Yeah, isn't that her name? The girl on Ellen, was it Ellen or Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil. Yeah. She made, like, 50 mil, I think it was.
Okay, I'm OnlyFans
like,
it is.
18, I think.
I mean, come on. This podcast has to pay for itself at one point. I'm just kidding. I'm not getting OnlyFans, I promise.
I can't rock like that, man. I don't like giving myself access to a lot of people. And I feel like, which is silly because you're being a model. You know what I mean? Like,
It's different, though.
it is. I think it is.
Like that, I get that people are, like, looking at you, but with OnlyFans, you're like, look at me this way. Mm-hmm. Like, specifically sexualize me.
Right. 100%. So, I don't know. I mean, it's not personal for me. But I feel vulnerable when I, like even doing, like, a podcast. I feel like sharing anything about me, I feel vulnerable.
Try doing it every week, bro. I'm like,
Oh, my gosh. I'm proud of you, though. Yeah, but there's no one better to do it than you. You're the most outgoing person.
I am pretty open, too, which does help a lot.
The first time we hung out, she finessed me a wristband.
Okay, Brooklyn wasn't under 20, or she was under 21.
Right.
So she couldn't get a wristband to drink. And where there's a will, there's a way.
I don't even drink. I think it was just more like, hey, you think you can get it?
They didn't even have hard liquor. It was just beer.
Right.
But we didn't know that. And someone turned their back. I slid up. I don't remember if I started flirting with this guy and then, like, hey, look at this, and then snatched the bracelet, but I finessed my way, and I did not get caught, and we all had bracelets.
I just turned around, and boom, hey, I got this for you. I'm like, you're so sick. I'm like, that moment, I knew we were going to be friends forever. That moment, I knew. I was like, yeah, I slid into the right DM.
I just don't think about it, honestly. I always just go for it, and then don't give up
That's the best part, though. That's the best. A lot of people are held back because they're too scared. That's what I mean. You go for it. What did I say? You go for it.
I do go for it. I was thinking about this the other day because I feel like, so I do go for things, but I'm trying to word this. I don't know if I can explain it the way that I need to, actually. So maybe we're just going to never mind that story. That was not part of the agenda, but I was, like, thinking about it, and I'm like, I can't explain this. No. But here's what we can explain. Our scooter crashed.
Oh, my God.
I told you guys we'd come back to it, and here we are. So Brooklyn comes and visits me in, like, December, and we go out on the town. Me, Brooklyn, and my roommate, Sarah, and we're chilling, right? We get a little too drunk. We try to order an Uber home, and that Uber said, like, $70. It was
like 50, 60.
Oh, was okay. Well, $70 after I tipped the person.
It's still a lot. I thought I was in LA.
We're like 4 miles. And me and Brooklyn are like, no, we're not doing this. Keep in mind, we're plastered. Right. So we get scooters for the 4.5 mile.
I'm in heels. She goes, should we ride those? I'm like, yeah.
No
Yes.
hesitation.
Of course. We set it up. That was insane, bro.
We crashed not once.
Oh
Twice.
my gosh. We're going because we decided to go on the rockiest curb or sidewalk I've ever seen in my entire life. And we're just mobbing. We're just mobbing on these scooters. I'm in my heels, whatever. We just left the club. And I see something, a crack as big as the Grand Canyon. I'm like, oh no. And I eat it. Look behind me, Jess is on the floor too. And I laughed so
Because I see you crash, and I'm like, oh shit. But you're drunk, so you're like, oh, my reflexes aren't that great. Next thing I know, I fly over this as well. And I have videos of it, just blood running down our knees, our elbows. I had like blood blisters in my hands for weeks.
If I put my hand under water, like cold water, it was cold or hot, can't remember. It goes purple. There's a part that goes purple where the scar is. I'm like, I'll forever have that but it was the funniest. I'd relive it, honestly, and wish it was caught on camera.
It did give us trauma, though, to ride scooters, but I'm doing better.
Yeah, thinking about it, I haven't been on one since. But it didn't even end there. I ate it again. Dude.
Normal people would be like, oh, we're injured. We're going to get an Uber from here on out. Nope, we hopped right back up. You ready? Let's go.
The worst part is that we're on the sidewalk. It's 3 a.m. No one's in the road. We could have just rode on the road.
We were drunk. Our decision making wasn't that great. And after the second crash, we're like, oh, maybe we should be on the road.
We still mobbed it, though.
Wait, did you just crash a second time, or did I too?
It was me. It was my ankle, bro.
I'm remembering this so clear. There was someone that witnessed it. There was someone across the way that saw you eat shit.
Jess is like, Brooklyn, someone's coming. Like we're about to get kidnapped.
He started walking over, and he was probably just trying to check if you were okay. And I'm like, let's go.
I was hurting so bad. I was almost like, if we're about to get kidnapped, he might just have to take me because I couldn't stand up for a second. I don't even know why we thought that. After our first crash, we start hauling ass. I think going as fast as possible. We're still going, and our hands are messed up, so I don't know how. Anyways.
We were drunk, that's how?
Yeah, big facts. I did something where I fly off into someone's yard, and I'm like on my hands and knees, and I'm just hurting. So
I have a video of this. It's hilarious.
I was hurting. Man. My ankle. I was in heels. My ankles were just. Anyways, and someone was coming over, and I'm between crying and laughing. Of course, I didn't cry because I'm drunk. So, but I was definitely wanting to, and I was just wishing someone got that on a ringer. Could you imagine? You just see me going viral online because we ate shit. Just these girls in heels leaving from the club. How long was it? How long is your house from?
It's like 4.7 miles, I think.
For the record, you're not supposed to ride those on the sidewalks. Just for the record.
No, here's the record. I'm literally, me and my boyfriend are getting on scooters yesterday, like I said. Huge sign on them. Do not ride on sidewalks. And I'm like, oh, really?
That makes so much sense.
But honestly, our decision making was impaired. So
yeah, we get back to the crib.
We didn't even think about it.
And we started, I started pouring Bacardi.
You did.
On my hand. Oh, that hurt more than both of the crashes combined. I don't even know. I think we just took a shot at it and then poured it right on my. No, it was. Someone was taking care of us.
It was Sarah's cousin. She posted that for his birthday. His birthday was the other day, and she's like, happy birthday, and it's me and you sitting on the counter, and he's playing doctor, cleaning our wounds as we're drunk.
Funny, dude. I made a TikTok on it, and people were dying about it.
I put it on my story.
There was a lot of blood.
Oh, there was a lot of blood.
I have it looking at my pants, and I just noticed it was on my pants. I'm like, dang it. And you're like screaming, like, Brooklyn, we have to wash those. Hurry, take them off. So
and I was like wearing a light cream mini skirt and like a blue tank top. Your blue tank top, actually. And I got blood all over that mini skirt.
Yeah.
It's a great time. All right. Well, thank you for coming on my podcast.
Absolutely.
You're the best. I'm so happy you were my first interview because this is terrifying. I've never, there's lights everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. I don't know.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of
so
you.
proud of you. This is so awesome. I've been smiling like the whole time. Or like I look like I'm like somewhere else in like outer space because my eyes are just like looking everywhere, but it's just so cool. Like,
It is cool. This is a nice studio too. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so sick. Anyways, I'm proud of you. You're awesome.
Thank you. I'm
Thank
proud
you
of you
for having
too.
me come on.
Of course.
Your first one.
I know. First one of the day completed. Plug in your social media.
Okay, my Instagram is bbrooklynbrown, so it's just Brooklyn with 2 B's and then my last name. I'm not gonna give you my TikTok, but it's the same. It's the same as my Instagram, and yeah, that's about it.
I love it. My personal Instagram is Jess with 3 S's .Ariel, spelled ARIELLE. And then the podcast Instagram is at She's Intimidating. Thank you guys for listening to this week's podcast. I love you so much. Thanks, Brooklyn, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.